Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaskar everyone, welcome back to a Fulfillment podcast. As always, we have Vaisakh, and today our guest is Mohit Anna, who is doing a Save Soil journey all around India. Mohit Anna, I'll hand it over to you if you can just share with the audience a little bit about who you are and why you chose to do this.
Yeah, Namaskaram. My name is Mohit and I'm from Lalitpur, Uttar Pradesh. So I'm doing all India cycling for Save Soil that I started on 16th November 2022. So it's been 4 months. 2 months I cycled and 2 months I stayed in the ashram, celebrated Mahashivratri. I reached ashram on 24th January. Since then I was in the ashram, and on 21st March, 1 year for Save Soil, I resumed my journey, celebrated Mahashivratri, met many volunteers, met Sadhguru too on the stage. We were on the stage, all the Save Soil warriors. And again, I'm here with Anna podcast. So the 2 months of the journey, I was like doing it alone. And I'm also like, this journey of 2 months, it was miracle for me. In this, I didn't inform anyone, like no Isha volunteers know about my journey. Only I was just posting it on social medias and all. And when I came to ashram, at that time, volunteers got to know about this journey. Yes, Anna.
So, you started this journey in November.
Yes, 16th November.
16th of November last year.
Last year.
Okay. How has the journey been so far for you?
If I explain it in one word, it's a miracle, because the main thing is stay and food. So it was happening. Like I was going, and the people, they are coming and talking to me. They came, they asked me, what are you doing? What is your purpose? And I used to tell them about everything, about the journey. So they said, where are you staying? So I used to say them, I don't have any place. I'm just searching for Gurudwara. So usually I used to stay in Gurudwara when I don't find any stay. And
just for the audience who don't know what Gurudwara means, what is that?
Yeah,
what does that mean?
The Sikh temples, where a Sikh community temple. Okay. So it's all over India. You can find anywhere. They provide stay. If you have a good intention, they provide you stay.
Naveen, you're not going to get stay.
Yeah, most likely I will not. Yeah. Just from the look of me, they're like, no. Okay.
So I had like 3 options for my stay. The first one is Gurudwara, first priority in those 2 months. And the second one is temple. You go to the temple, talk to the people, tell them about your journey. And they help. Like in India, people are really helpful. So kind of they help. If no one helps you, then fuel station. That is the safest place I've ever found.
Right.
Yeah, after home. Because you find like cameras, security cameras are there. 24/7 it's on.
So when you say a fuel station, you're on a bicycle. Where do you sleep?
Yeah, so you go there. So I have a sleeping bag, yoga mat. So I put first yoga mat and then sleeping bag. So I sleep in that. So you go to the office, ask them that, tell them what you're doing. Right. And tell them you need to stay. So whether they can send you to someone like staff says home, right, like this, or they can give you shelter in their office. Just need a corner to sleep. Right.
Okay.
Have a sleeping bag. Good sleep.
Right.
You like this?
How was the sleep? Was it restful? Was there mosquitoes? What was that experience like? Because I'm not personally. One time I slept in a fuel station, but I was in a car, so I had that comfort of a car. I don't know what it's like without a car.
So like when you sleep now, there are mosquitoes.
Right.
Sometimes if you're sleeping outside the office, it's danger of snakes and insects. Because if you are sleeping in a fuel station, it means you are somewhere in a deserted kind of area.
Right.
Where there is no home or something like that.
Right.
So animals can become like this.
Right.
And all the way when you cycle 80, 100 kilometers, at that time you feel you are totally exhausted.
Right.
Your body.
Right.
Not? After like you go to sleep now, you are dead.
Right.
Dead.
Okay.
So it just...
No.
You're like, hey Mohit, wake up.
He's like, do whatever you want, I'm dead.
It's
Okay.
like this.
Alright, interesting. So, along your journey, can you tell us your 3 most interesting experiences you've had along the bike ride, along the journey you've had?
Yeah, I like every day, every second I have every stories, like so many stories. So there are few stories. So first day I want to start. First day I started at 5:30 a.m. and then I went to Sagar.
Okay.
In Sagar,
Sagar is the name of a place.
Yeah, in Madhya Pradesh. It's
In
a
Madhya Pradesh.
city. Yes.
Okay, right.
So I wasn't able to find stay.
Okay.
First I went to Renbasera. So it was my first day.
Rembasera is another place.
Yeah,
right?
Renbasera, where they give you stay in
Right.
in Madhya Pradesh.
Okay.
So I went there. I asked them. They said there will be 2 shifts of guards. So you
Right.
need to ask them also. First is
Okay.
in night. So I said if I'm asleep now, I'll be dead.
Right.
Because I cycled that 130 kilometers. I
Right.
cycled on that day. So I got to know that he's not interested in giving me like shelter.
Right.
So I called after 5 minutes. I went outside and like sat for 2 hours there. And I was thinking where to go, to whom
Right.
I asked help. And then my brother called me
Okay.
at 5:30. He said, "Where are you?"
AM. PM.
5:30 p.m. in the
PM.
evening.
Okay, right.
So I told him I'm sitting outside there in Vasera, no stay.
Right.
He said, "Just go to Gurudwara. There is
Right.
Gurudwara nearby you."
Okay.
So I went to Gurudwara. It took me like 1 hour
You cycled all the way to Gurudwara?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
because like there was someone who's guiding me.
Right.
So I was going to the wrong way. I was going
Right.
to Gurudwara, but in a wrong way. It was like the whole way through jungle.
Right.
So one uncle came to me. He asked me,
Right.
"Where are you going?"
Okay.
I said, "Uncle, I'm going to Gurudwara. There is Gurudwara near railway station."
Right.
He said, "It's a wrong way. It will guide you like through jungle kind of. It's a very,
Right.
where no one lives."
Right.
So he guided me through city. So I
Right.
went there. And on the same time as I entered the Gurudwara, there was one man
Right.
who is very renowned. So, usually it was my first time. So I don't know how to talk to them,
Right.
what I should tell them.
Right.
Then I told him,
Right.
"Uncle, this." He talked to me. He saw my bicycle and
Right.
backpack. So he talked to me from where are you, what are you doing and all. So I told him everything and I said, "Uncle, I want to stay." So he said, "Okay, wait." So he also he was talking to his son. He also showed me lime. He was like, his son is in Kenya. It was very interesting story. I felt like family.
Right.
So he said like, "You can stay here for how long you want."
Right.
And then he talked to that person who is in charge of the Gurudwara.
Right.
So I stayed there 3 days.
Right.
And next day, I don't know what to do, to whom I go to meet, what I do for Safe Soil. I just want to reach out to the people.
Right.
So I went to the busiest Choraha.
Choraha means?
It's like
a junction. I think.
A junction?
It's a square,
Square, yeah.
A square.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Where people come from this side, go to this side, and this
Right,
side.
right.
4 ways.
Okay.
Basically an American junction.
American Junction. The
Yeah.
kilometers and
Yeah,
kilometers. Yeah.
So I went to the square, busiest square of that city.
Okay.
So I had a play cards, A4 play cards. I printed on like that.
Okay.
Soil, it says.
Right.
So I took that and I stand in the corner, and the people who are coming from that side, I show them Safe Soil. If they are coming from this side, I show them Safe Soil. But it wasn't enough.
Right.
Like just 2 side people can see.
Right.
So I just gathered courage. I said, "Okay, Mohit, this is you have to do for 2.5 years on that time."
Right.
So I went into the center
Right.
of that square,
Right.
stand there. If green, there was a light, traffic light.
Yeah.
Green this side, so I showed them
Right.
Safe Soil.
Yeah.
If green this side, I showed
Sure.
them Safe
Safe
Soil.
Soil, yeah.
Like this, I was there for 2 hours.
Okay.
In those 2 hours, like more than 5,000 people saw me. Because
Wow.
it was the busiest Choraha.
Right.
And they used to like show me thumbs up, like this, thumbs
Right.
up, namaste and all. So it was very encouraging for me. Like
Right.
people are responding positively.
Right.
But I wasn't able to get a chance to talk to people, to tell
Okay.
them about this. Because showing them safe soil isn't enough.
Right.
You need to tell them what it is.
Right.
So I got a chance, or I don't know, a man came walk to me.
Right.
He shoot me, like he shot my
Right.
video and
Right.
said, what are you doing and all. So he said, I'll send it to the media one.
Okay.
So from that, I got an idea that I can also contact the media one,
Right.
newspaper one.
Right.
So he gave that to news person. And like after few minutes, I saw one SP
Right.
going to the office.
Right. SP is a police officer.
Yeah, Superintendent
Right.
of Police.
Right.
Shankaran Pillai.
Shankaran Pillai. Yeah. So when I saw him, I packed my everything and just went to his office.
Right.
I went there, he wasn't there.
Right.
So I was sitting there. Then sitting is not enough. So
You
I
went
started.
there to do the whole media thing.
Yeah, I went to the office
Right.
to talk to him, to
Talk to him. Okay.
tell him about the Safe Soul
Safe
movement
Soul.
and take his support
Right.
for our movement.
Okay.
So I went there, he wasn't there. Then the people, the guards, they saw my bicycle and I'm wearing t-shirt. But I'm just with the bicycle, so normal life. So I talked to one person. He was just sitting beside me, a policeman. So I told him about my ride. So he said, "Oh, Safe Soul, Jaggi Guruji." I said, "Yeah, Sadhguru." So he said, "Okay." So Sadhguru actually went to Saga.
Right.
And I don't know, they welcomed Sadhguru and they had done some program riding too.
Right.
So he gave me few riders number
Right.
of Sagas.
Right.
And Mahesh, name of that person. And he also showed me pictures. So he was like very curious about my journey.
Right.
So I told him everything.
Right.
He was the person who helped me the third day.
Okay.
So he also, when I was like third day, next day,
Right.
I wanted to leave Saga.
Right.
So I planned for next stop is Vidisha.
Right.
So he came to see of me.
Right.
He helped me.
Right.
He took me to the NCC cadets.
Right.
There were like 35 cadets.
Right.
So in that, first we finished this. So
Right.
in that office,
Yeah. I was like, I was like, where are we going now? Okay.
So,
Okay.
in the office, he also like introduced me to his colleagues.
Right.
So it was very interesting. Like there were so many people in that office.
Right. In the police office, right?
Yeah.
The SP, the one
Yeah,
where you went
SP
to
office.
SP. Yeah. Okay. Right.
So he also introduced me to everyone. They said, okay, we do something and all. So day after next day, he came to see of me and he introduces me to the NCC cadet. We went there, do programs, and I told them about the Safe Soul movement.
Right.
Tell them to write the
The
letters.
new cadets who wanted
Yeah.
to become police officers.
Yeah. They were like NCC cadets.
Okay.
Yeah.
NCC is kind of like scouts, I think.
Yeah.
They're
Yes,
not
scouts. Yeah.
of India.
Okay.
So
right.
yes. So we went there and I told them.
Right.
The one thing I told them is to write letters to a leader. That
Right.
is on our website, Conscious
Right.
Planet.
Right.
So it was like half an hour session. It was very amazing.
Right.
It was my first session.
Okay. Wow.
And then before that, I went to a college.
Right.
That cyclist Anna, Mahesh Anna,
Right.
he managed one session in the college because he knew someone.
Right.
So according to setting in India, people like do settings and all.
Right.
So,
Contacts you have.
yeah.
Yeah. You need to know who
You
to
need
know,
to know.
who to know, to
Kind
know
of
to get
Who
it.
knows
Yeah.
that guy? Who knows that guy?
That guy. Yeah. You can't just rock up at a college and be like, listen, I want to speak. Yeah.
If you want to go early, you need some contact.
You need some contacts.
In
True,
India.
true.
So through his contact, he just
Right.
helped me to do a session in the college, and that was my first college session
Okay.
and first NCC cadet session. It was very amazing.
Right.
And then I left to Vidisha.
Before it's amazing. How was it standing on stage? Was it,
Yeah. So when I went to college, so it was like first time I was sitting on the stage.
Okay.
Students are just staring at me. Who that guy is? He's
Yeah.
cycling 30,000 kilometers. Is he really going to make it?
Right.
I mean, these questions come like they were asking a lot of questions.
Right.
So I was just saying.
Right.
So in that, one person asked me that how you are sure that you can make this 30% or you can do it.
Right. Yeah.
So I told him like there is no questioning of I can do it or I can't do it.
Right.
I'm just doing session, meeting you people. That gives me more like energies to move ahead.
Right.
For example, I went there, I talked to the people, talked to the students.
Right.
Even I told them please suggest me something.
Right.
So that in my next session, I can say that.
Right.
Even in that session, there like more than 70% belongs to farming background.
Right.
So they can understand.
Right.
Because in UP, all belongs to farming background.
Right.
So they really helped me out, and like they told me, they give me suggestions to
Right.
those students, and it was very amazing. The session was
Right.
first when I was standing on the podium, sweat,
Right.
whole sweat,
Right.
and then I made myself comfortable, and I like after making myself comfortable.
How did you make yourself comfortable?
So what I did, it's a very interesting thing. So what I did, I went to the podium, and it was like all sweat. My heartbeat was very fast.
Yeah.
It happens because you're
Yeah.
first time. So
Yeah.
so I told them, see, I'm very nervous right now.
Okay.
So let's be frank.
Right.
You just ask me any question.
Right.
So first I tell them about myself.
Right.
When you hold the mic, you can you cannot hear your voice.
Yeah.
You just hear the sound voice.
Yeah.
So that makes you nervous.
Yeah.
So I just hold it like this. So I said, do it. I said, sir, this is enough. They can hear me.
Right.
Then I told them about myself, who I am,
Right.
and then why I am doing this.
Right.
And I tried to connect with them.
Right.
So I didn't tell them about first safe soil.
Right.
I asked them question.
Right.
And then when they started interacting with me, and then I told them about safe soil. And then the interaction started
Right.
about the safe soil.
Right.
They asked me question. I asked them question कि हम ये कैसे कर सकते हैं?
Right.
They said, why are you doing on bicycle? Why not on bike?
Right.
So I said, I'm a student. I can't afford bike.
Right.
And few questions are like, if that person or if someone is doing on bike, he's doing carbon emission and all.
Right.
So I said, that person, I mean, there are so many things going on
Right.
in the world.
Yeah.
They are doing a lot of carbon emission.
Right.
If one person is doing something which is no one has done for
Right.
this world,
Right.
for like to make this world a better place to live, you are asking that. So these kind of questions came. I mean, there are few people
Yeah.
who just.
We're just simply.
So that's
What were some of those questions?
some of them.
Before we go into the questions, we haven't still yet to know in the podcast who you are and why you started. Like you said, you talked to the
Yes,
audience.
yes,
So can we
right.
know like who you are, like where you're born, who you are, what did you do, what did you study, and all that, and why? I think the why and what was the things he told the audience there? The why and the what?
Who am I and why?
Why? Yeah. Who am I?
So, unlike I belong to a farming background. My father, he's doing farming. So we have 5 acres of land in Lalitpur itself. So in COVID, actually I was doing graduation. 2019, I finished my class 12th and I went to Kolkata. My chachu took me to Kolkata. There he got me admission into English honors, and I was doing that. And 2020 March, as you all know,
English
Kevin,
honors is
literature, English literature. Yeah.
Okay.
So literature and English.
Literature. Yeah.
So in 2020 March, new era started, COVID.
Yeah.
So we all know it. And then when COVID started, so I started like studying something like this literature.
Right.
So in 2021 February, I came back to home. So my father got half paralyzed.
Okay.
He was like a blood pressure patient,
Okay.
kind of. So he also do social service. So he was like helping one person to get admitted into the hospital. He was very serious. So it took like 2-3 days. So he haven't ate food properly.
Right.
He didn't took his medicine. So it happened. So his blood pressure got like 200 and something like
Right.
that. So his half right side got paralyzed.
Right.
So we took him to Gwalior. He was 6 days. He was in the ICU.
Right.
And then after like few days, doctor suggested physiotherapy, and then it goes like this. And then I was alone there. I have one elder brother. He was in Kolkata at that time, studying there. So I had to see the farming. I also had to help my mother.
Right.
Also had to like see what Papa was doing, what father was doing, social service work. So there was so many things to do. So my mother and I used to go to the farming field. I used to work there, with my cousins. Like they are handling the field after father,
Right.
because he wasn't like good enough to see. So my mother told me, why don't you work with the daily wages worker?
Right.
You know, there are like, in my field,
Hmm.
16 age, 17 age, 13 years, 12 years, those children are working.
Right, in the
Why?
farm.
In the farm.
Right.
Just to get 250 rupees per day. Because COVID time, no
Right.
schools and all.
Right.
So they had to like earn something, na?
Right.
So all the income source were like stopped in the COVID.
Yeah.
So they used to come our farm to
Right.
work. So I worked with them for 7 months.
Right.
In that 7 months, I saw like the condition of soil, you know. In the region is Bundelkhand. It's a
Right.
kind of hilly area.
Right.
So the soil there just becoming like rock, solid rock.
Right.
You cannot even walk barefoot.
Wow.
You can't.
So, and what was it like before?
It was like very, you know, you put your hand and do like this.
Right.
It was very smooth.
Right. Like
Yeah.
silky smooth. Right.
Very, very. So it was in my grandparents' time.
Right.
Very like in 90s.
Right.
But now these days, my cousins, everyone in the area that I
Right.
have seen, they are putting fertilizers a lot.
Right.
They're burning the field.
Right.
Like after harvest, they just put one matchstick and like this.
Right.
It takes few hours to
Right.
clean the field in their own language.
Right.
So in every way, we are harming the field.
Right.
That I saw, and I asked brother that whatever we expect, like before harvest,
Right.
we are able to produce 60% of that only that we are
Right.
expecting.
Right.
For example, we have expected like 400 kg of wheat. Okay.
Of wheat. Yeah.
Yeah. So the yield will be 300 or 200 like this, just half.
Right. Expected is 400.
Yeah,
Right.
400 kg.
And how much is actually coming in reality is 300.
Yeah, 300 or 250 like this.
Whoa.
So this 150 kg, you know.
Just gap.
Yeah, I'm just example.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
right,
because
right,
we counted in trolleys.
Right.
Trolleys. So we have trolley, you know,
Hmm.
tractors trolley.
Right.
That. So it was. I have seen that. Then I asked my brother. He's my cousin. So he said, like we are using fertilizers and all. It's just happening because of that only.
Right.
So I said, why don't we use organic? He said, it's very costly. They just think that only putting cow dung into the field,
Hmm.
that makes soil fertile. No, there are other things too, like leaves and the remaining of like wheat, you know,
Right.
the remaining of harvest.
Right.
That also helps like soil to fertile.
But
You cannot even find earthworm in the soil. I've dig a pit, but I didn't find. In my in the area where
Right.
I, so it's like this. You will be able to find earthworms and those insects only in that dare of cow dung. You know,
right.
yeah, only there only. It was like very, you can say, pathetic situation in that area. Sadhguru says, or a scientist says, like we have only 80 to 100 harvest.
Right.
But I met one Anna in brand inside. He said we just have 20 to 30 years. 20 to 30 harvest. Only 20 to 30 harvest.
Right.
Because the organic content in the soil is 0.05%. He said to me. Because he's doing work in that field.
Right. Right.
He said Sadhguru is very humble that he didn't say that because people didn't go into panic. You know, something like that.
Right. Wow.
So the situation is very, very like critical.
Right.
If we don't understand it, it will.
Right.
Then I decided after this, I was doing this. So I decided that I will do something organic after
Right.
finishing my studies, and I'll I'll just save some fund and all. After that, I'll do something organic. And then I went to college after this lockdown finished. So in March 2022, Sadhguru started this movement. So I followed this movement since beginning. Then I decided I'll do this right. After finishing my graduation, I went back home.
Right.
First I thought I'll do like from Kolkata to Coimbatore.
Right.
But I said I'm living with Chachu, it's not good.
Right.
So I went back home. from there, after celebrating Diwali, because I knew if I'm out, then 2 years I won't be able to come.
Right.
So I celebrated Diwali there with the family, and then on 16th November, after celebrating Diwali, I just left home. So I told my elder brother and the eldest brother that I wanted to do this. So my eldest brother just asked me, "Are you 100% sure that you want to do this?" I'm said, "I'm 1000% sure." Then he said, "Okay, we are with you." Then I started this journey. So in this journey, it's a miracle. Literally, it's a miracle. Stay, food, everything is happening.
Right.
Even if I'm staying outside the home or sleeping in like some temple, outside the temple or in fuel station, no issue will come. Like no one will ask you, why are you sleeping here or something like that. It goes smooth. It's like I'm sleeping in a home. So it's very, there are issues, there are problems comes while cycling. So many problems I have faced while cycling, like so it was in Astha after meeting Chief Minister.
Right.
I just left.
You met the Chief Minister?
Yeah, I met Chief Minister.
Let's go about that.
Let's talk about
That's how you made that happen.
Yeah, how did that happen? Yeah, I don't think that's a thing you can just... Anyway, you met the Chief Minister, had a little puncture on the bike. Not so important, but the puncture on the bike. Chief Minister is a bit of a deal. So let's get into that.
How I met Chief Minister, it's a very interesting story. So I was in Bhopal. I was living with my Mausi, my mother's sister.
Right.
So I was visiting NGOs, talking to them, going for plantation, talking to the people. So one day I went for a plantation.
Right.
There I met one bhaiya and sister. They are running an NGO called, it's like plantation NGO. So I just forgot the name.
Plantation NGO, okay. Right.
Yeah.
And they plant trees.
Yeah. They literally develop forest. They have like developed 2 forests and they are doing it by own without taking help from government. So it's very genuine kind of.
Right.
We'll put their name in the description.
Yeah, Prajul Bhaiya and Sudesh Nadi.
Okay, so we'll put that in. Yeah.
I went there for plantation. They were observing me that this person is cycling all in. They didn't say anything. So we were talking normally. They just made me very comfortable in their group. Right. And we took pictures and all. And the next day was like a blood donation camp.
Okay.
So we went to the blood donation camp. There, Bhaiya came to me and we started talking. They were like suggesting me how I should go, because in India there are few places not good to ride alone.
Right. Okay.
So they suggested me everything, how to go, where to go.
Right.
So after this, he asked me 2 questions. The first one is, after we talked everything,
right.
Then I was like very comfortable with them. And then he asked me, "Mohit, I'll ask you 2 questions. Just remember them and every day ask yourself these 2 questions. Right. The first, why are you doing this?"
Right.
So as I said, I have a purpose. And the second one, what will happen after your ride, after 2.5 years?
Right.
So I said, "Bhaiya, after 2.5 years, I'm not sure, because what I am right now might be not that same person after 2 years.
Right.
So what I will decide will be very different. So I'm not 100% sure about this." And then in frank mode, I said, "Bhaiya, I want to meet Chief Minister and ask his support for a safe soil movement." So he said, "Okay, we can do that." So I thought he was like joking.
Right. Yeah.
He said like in a jolly mood, "Okay, we can do that. We can go and meet him." So before this, I like went to his bungalow, sat there for two days. I sat there, I talked to secretary and all, but it wasn't happening. Then I dropped it. I said, "Okay, I'll do my work. If it has to happen, it will happen."
Right.
And then I met him. He said, "Okay, we'll do it." And then he said, "Okay, Mohit, you come with us, you live with us, and then we'll plan everything there." So I packed my everything and then went to their place, lived with them. So there we used to like wake up at till 11, 12. We used to plan everything, how to do it and all. So I don't know that he already booked an appointment for plantation and all. So we did plantation with them, with the Chief Minister. He said, "Mohit, wash your shoes and clothes. We'll go tomorrow to meet him."
Right.
I said, "Where?" He said, "Chief Minister." Huh? I'm in shock, like Chief Minister is a big thing. Not jolly thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So I said, okay, I just washed my shoes, clothes.
Right.
Next day we went for a plantation. There were no one.
Right.
Like just few peoples. So when we were there, so they took our phone. They said, just switch it off. You don't need to take pictures and all.
Right.
Media will be there. So when he came, the security, I was very shocked.
Right.
The security of Chief Minister, I mean. And then he came towards us. He shake hand like with everyone. Namaste, like this. His energies were exploding. Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh. Actually, he's like, he was also like very active in savesoil movement. When Sadhguru came to Bhopal.
Right.
It was very amazing. He came to me when Prajal Bhaiya. I was in shock.
Right.
I wasn't able to speak anything. I'm just standing like this.
Yeah, there's a picture of him. He's like,
I'm like this. I'm like this. Is it true?
Is this happening?
Yeah. I'm like, is it true? So Prajal Bhaiya was telling him that sir, he's cycling all India for safe soil movement.
Right.
Safe soil. Oh, he just कहते हैं हाथ मिलाओ. And then he took my hand, shake it, and then आओ गले मिलो. He just pulled me and hugged me and said, picture खींचो. And I said, what's happening?
Right.
And then like few minutes he just went. He gave us 5 minutes.
Right.
Bhaiya told him everything, explained him. Those 5 minutes were very intense. I was like, what is happening?
Right.
So it was really like we talked to him. He was very down to earth person.
Right.
And then what was happening after that? I was very, very happy that I got a chance to meet him.
Right.
And then I thought, Bhaiya, now I have to move on. So after Bhopal, I started my journey again, like resumed it. Then like this.
Okay. Beautiful.
Meeting him is.
Oh, okay. Now the flow is gone.
Yeah, that's the truth, guys.
Okay, yeah. So that was the Chief Minister episode. Okay. From that interaction, what was something you learned, or what happened out of that? Was there anything that came out of that meeting with the Chief Minister?
Actually, when I went to meet him, he was already in safe soil. He is in safe soil.
Right.
Actually.
Right.
So what I've learned in that situation is that I was 100% aware.
Right.
But I forgot what to talk to him.
Right. Okay.
Because it was my first time talking to someone that big.
Right.
At that time I decided yes. I was aware, but I just forgot what to talk. So Prajal Bhaiya explained him everything.
Right.
So that day I decided that whatever happened, I'll just talk to them frankly, no matter what. I don't have to be formal like that. So since then, I'm just talking to everyone.
Right.
Anyone can come in front of me. I just talk to them, no matter what. Just like I didn't lose my focus now.
Okay.
So it's that I have learned. It's a very good thing, in your communication skill.
Right.
It really helped me. So after meeting Chief Minister, I was talking to Astha even. We were talking about
Astha is a channel?
Astha.
Astha.
It's a place after Bhopal.
Okay.
Right.
So the experiences, you said what I faced in the journey. So in Astha, I went. So Astha is like 90 kilometers from Bhopal, 90-70 kilometers. So I reached there at 5:30 in the evening.
Right.
So there was one program going on,
Right.
Gen community program. So I was standing and like staring at them, what is happening. So one Anna came to me and he asked me, because I have board that Lalitpur to all India. Yeah, I would like stick it with my bags.
Right.
So they saw that and they came to me and asked few questions. So they asked me, you had food? I said no. And then they said, okay, please come inside. We'll provide you food and also stay.
Right.
And I said, thank you so much. I went inside, parked my bicycle safely, and when I went to take coupon, there was one boy who was like introducing me to the people. So one uncle asked that boy. It was very intense moment because it never happened. So that boy said that Anna, he is riding all India for safe soil with a purpose, this and that. Then Anna said, do you know that guy?
Right.
He said, no. Do you know who he is? No. Do you know that he will not harm you? I said,
what? Do you know he will not harm you?
yeah. He said, do you know that he will not harm you?
What?
I said, why?
Yeah.
from where this harm
Yeah.
came. I'm not going to harm this guy.
Yeah.
And then I was like in shock after this question. And then he asked 2-3 more questions to him. And then he joined hand to me and he said, भैया हमें माफ कर दो, हम आपको खाना नहीं दे सकते, ये हमारी जैन समाज का प्रोग्राम है, तो माफ कर दीजिए हमें. When he said this,
Right.
so at that time,
Wait,
there
let me
was-
just. The guy who invited you said he can't anymore
no,
give you.
the person who was distributing coupon.
Oh, okay.
Those guys have some work. They
Right.
invited me and
Right,
Okay. Right.
they just gone.
Okay.
So
Right.
that person who was distributing, he was like 50, 53, something like
Right,
that
right.
age. So I said, दिमाग में एक ही चीज आ रही थी that you are too senior,
Right.
like 50. It's an age.
Right.
Right.
So I was in shock,
Right.
about to cry,
Right.
and I really wanted to cry,
Right.
but I said like maybe this happened for a reason.
Right.
So I joined him. I said namaskar just to invite me into that place. I got a chance to see.
Right.
And then I took my bicycle. That boy said, "Bhaiya, I'm really sorry. It is happening. It happened
The way
just because
yeah.
of me." I said, "No, it's you were there to help me."
Right.
I just calmed him down, and then I took my bicycle. I went out.
Mm.
There was a Saraswati temple.
Right.
So I was like, he told me that those two people, those who invited me, that there you can stay. So I went there. I said, okay, I'll stay today, like without food,
Right.
because in that place, I didn't found any hotel.
Right.
There was just fruit shops, and it was about to night,
Mm.
like 7:30 it was.
Mm.
So I went to the temple and I talked to the people, the shopkeepers.
Right.
I asked the Pujari ji.
Mm.
He called Pujari ji and I told him, Pujari ji, can you please give me stay? I'm like traveling this and that. I travel 90 kilometers. I'm very exhausted. I need stay just for a night. And then he came out and he asked me a few questions. He said, if I'll provide you stay, the people of this community, they booked this hall. I said, okay. If they came and if something got missed, like their stuff, if something got missed, and then they'll be like they'll say that you have stolen it.
Right.
What I will say to them?
Mm.
I said, I'm not here to steal things. I just need stay. You just give me a corner, I'll sleep there. I don't need any gadda and all. I'm sleeping bag. Then he said, please, I can't provide you stay. Then I said, okay. There is one thela, pedal thela,
No.
Peddlers, peddlers.
Okay, people who carry like
Yeah.
the bike
There is like one,
trolley
trolley kind of.
Right.
with
So,
wheels.
yeah, four wheels.
Yeah.
Mm.
So,
The one you kind of iron stuff.
Mm.
that kind of-
Right.
Okay.
so kind of, you say table.
Table,
Right.
right?
big
yeah.
table.
Table with wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thela,
it was
table
there.
with wheels.
Table with wheels.
We say thela in UP. So, I saw like this. I said, okay, if you want this,
So be it.
it's okay.
Yeah. Right.
So I just was taking off my sleeping bag and all.
Right.
So one Anna called me from Bhopal.
Right.
Mohit, where are you? I said, Anna, I'm here. He said, you had food? I said, no, Anna. He said, why? I don't find any hotels and all. So he said, okay, just wait. So he called someone, that Jain community who was managing that program,
Right.
one of them. He was a main person.
Right.
He came, he called me, where are you, Anna?
Mm.
I said, I'm here. He said, okay, please come here. We provide you food and all. So I went to that place where they denied me food.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I had food there.
Huh.
And after having food, I came to the temple. They told me, just go to the temple. One person will come and he'll provide you stay. He'll help
Right.
you to get the
Right.
stay. And after a few minutes, one person called me, where are you? I said, in front of the temple.
Mm.
He came, he talked to the Panditji. And Panditji was like, why didn't you tell me earlier that you know this person? I said, I don't know who is this person. He just came to help me.
Right.
So then when I went to the hall now,
Right.
there was no one. Literally the hall was empty.
Empty. Wow.
And there were 150, 200, that beds.
Right. Just lying there.
No one was there.
Right. Okay.
So I took few chadars and all. I just lied down,
Right.
slept very well. It was, at that time,
Right.
it was very cold.
Mm.
And the hall was very it was warm.
Right.
Can I ask one thing? At the jail place, was it the same person who denied you food who brought you back? And
No, he was not the same person, but the place
was same, right?
place was same. They denied me for food. They invited me for food. Here in the temple, they denied me for stay.
Right. Now you're staying there only. Okay.
So it happened. So this was like very shocking incident for me. How a person can like, even in India, we do not deny anyone for water and food.
Yes. True.
Even whoever it is.
Yeah.
So it was a really shocking moment for me.
Right.
And so many incidents are like this
Like that.
in the journey. Every day new incidents happen.
Hmm. My question is, see, 2 years is a big commitment.
Yeah.
Right. 30,000 Ks. So overwhelming numbers for anyone. Yeah.
50 meters of beard after.
Yeah. You know. So my question is, like, what keeps you going? Or like, are there days where you're like, okay, I'm gonna go home. I've had enough of this bike ride thing. I want to go. Do you have days like that? And if you do, how do you overcome it? How do you keep going? What keeps you going?
So it's a really very interesting question. A lot of people ask me. So why I started this journey? I have a purpose, right?
Right.
So this purpose is helping me to move on.
Right.
Even 1 second of thought in my mind, like why I am doing this, yeah, it's enough. These people are not providing me stay.
Right.
I'm not getting food. I'm not getting stay.
Right.
Even 1 second of thought didn't came to my mind.
Has not come into your mind
Not yet.
during this whole. Okay. All right. Wow.
And will not come, definitely. I'm
Okay.
100% sure.
Right.
Because there is one thing. First
Right.
my father and then Sadhguru.
Right.
So Sadhguru rode 18 hours.
Right.
18 hours.
Right.
In those 100 days, Sadhguru once said in his darshan that he died 100 times in 100 days.
Right.
I've said in one of my videos.
Mm.
It's like dying, dead. And when I have seen his INS Vikrant, this INS, when he was coming back to India, that struggle, when he was coughing, the sand was coming out.
Right.
That, I told you that I followed his ride.
Right.
And that the pain he has gone through,
Right.
that thing helped me move on.
Mm.
That thing didn't let me give up.
Right.
Because if my guru,
Right.
65, at the age of 65, if
Right.
he can do this,
Right.
in those terrain, desert, heat,
Right.
cold, rain,
Right.
who am I?
Right.
I'm nobody. Just that thing helps me move on, go on. Like, this is the main thing. And you asked, and what did you ask?
Like, well, the second question is not applicable anymore. My question it was that when you do get such thoughts, how do you overcome and how do you keep going? But for you, those thoughts doesn't even exist, so there's nothing to overcome.
Yes.
You just right. Oh. Hmm. And after the 2 years,
Mhm.
what is it that you're hoping to achieve?
Yes, so I have one written down plan
Right.
that I wanted to set up an FPO,
An FPO.
Farmer Producer Organization, into my
Okay.
region.
Right. Okay.
So how I came up to this, so when I started my ride, so at that time what I was thinking, after 2 years I'll do something
Right.
which helps the farmer or bring the policies and implement those policies as soon as possible.
Right.
But when I went to ashram,
Right.
one Anna, there is Brook Anna, he's in Wall 2. So
Right.
he introduces me to FPO, that there
Right.
is also an FPO kind of thing.
Right.
That time I was curious, what is this? So he
Right.
said, FPO is a farmer producer organization. You need
Right.
10 farmers to come together and make an organization.
Right.
After the production, harvest, they provide you market and all. This help increase farmers' income and also like healthy soil. You increase
Right.
organic content too.
Right.
So I said, yeah, this is the thing that I really searching for.
Right.
Then I got this. So after that I started searching for FPOs and all.
Hmm.
Then I decided that I'll gather 5,000 farmers.
Right.
My aim is 5,000. I don't know how it will happen. But
Right.
I'm trying. So I've talked to few farmers in my village.
Right.
One of them is my father.
Right. Of course. Yeah.
And he's like, okay, you
Second
come
one is
back.
me.
So 2 for the one.
Like, I have 10 people.
Right.
10 people. But the whole, the village population is 4,000.
Your village population is 4,000.
So there may be like,
That's inclusive of everyone, not just
Yeah.
farmers. Just
Women,
Everyone.
children, all
Okay.
that.
everyone is farmer there.
okay, everyone is okay, right? Okay, farmers.
So
Hmm.
yeah, so I have like planned this. Ki
Right.
in my ride,
Hmm.
I'm also going to my city. It's half ride.
Right.
So when I go to my city, I'll talk to them. So
Right.
right now I have started talking to them.
Right.
So when I go, I'll explain them about the FPO, what it is, how it works.
Right.
So the main purpose is after 2 years
Hmm.
that I'll set up FPO. I
Right.
wanted to set up FPO.
Right.
There are like 5-10 villages nearby me, so
Right.
they know my family. Like there are 80 villages.
Right.
They like who knows my family.
Right.
So we will try our best to set up an FPO and help the farmer the way we want. So
Right.
after 2 years,
That's the plan.
that's the plan only.
So my question is, when you set up this FPO and this whole situation, how is what practices are you going to implement? Are you going to put in that's different from what's happening? Like, see, whatever's happened, whatever the way it's happening, that's caused the soil to be like this, right? So what are you going to do that's different? That's going to then re-nourish or make sure that the soil is sustainable.
So for this, I'll take help from our ashram.
Right.
So I talked to one Anna. He said there is Ma in Dubai
Right.
and one Anna, Venkateshan. They will help us.
Right.
So I didn't talk to them yet.
Okay.
First, I'll convince them
Sure,
because
yeah,
you'll set up everything.
Right.
It's like setting up an FPO. You can do it, but before doing that, you need to convince the farmer. That is the main thing.
Right. Right.
First, you need to convince them, and
Right.
after this, the second process is FPO.
Right.
So first, we'll do that, and I'll take ashram's help
Right.
to set up an FPO.
Right.
I think what Naveen meant is, what is FPO? You explained to me, right? What is
Yeah.
the difference in an FPO practice than the regular practice?
Yeah.
So this is like I'm searching right now, but what I have like understand right is like we are doing traditional farming.
Correct.
Traditional
Yes.
farming. So we just grow one thing in a field.
Right.
Like in 5 acres, we have grown wheat
Right.
like this, and we never like do crop rotation and all. So we do not
For the people who don't know, what is crop rotation?
crop rotation. For example, this is summer, and we are growing something. For example, pulses.
Right.
This year, this pulse we have grown, and next year we do the same thing. We do not rotate it. Rotate means
Okay, something else
something
you're going to
else.
put.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not happening.
Mm.
I mean, if they are doing, but not that the way supposed to be.
Right.
So this is
Okay.
harming the field.
Right.
Yeah. So an FPO, it is like very different. So I don't know right now, but I'm searching it. So how this works.
Right.
So it's very different. This really helps the farmer to
Right.
like improve their income and
Right.
the soil quality too.
Okay.
Traditional farming, it's not,
It's outdated.
Yeah.
Okay. So these practices is still something you're developing, you're doing more
Yeah.
research on,
I'm
and
doing
that's
research.
something that you're growing and
Yes.
involved in. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Any other questions?
So, on your journey on the cycle, it's through the highways and all. What are some of the life-threatening situations that you face, or is it like a simple ride? Like, has there been events that has happened like that? Because I think when you post on social media, it looks nice. Everyone wants to, I'll also do a cycling journey. I'll also take a bike and do I want to. But it is not easy, is what I personally feel like.
Right.
But I would like to know from you how it has been.
Yes. So actually, it is not that easy because you are cycling like 80 kilometers a day, 120, 150 sometimes,
Right.
sometimes 180 kilometers a day, because in that patch you do not find any stay, or the region is like there is no village or something like that,
Right.
a forest area. So you have also luggage 40, 30 kgs.
Right.
Also have to ride with that.
Right.
So first your body started speaking, yeah, please stay.
Right. Right.
And death threatening, yeah, I have seen few, and one of them is like, I'm in Madhya Pradesh. There is a place called Khal Ghat.
Right.
It's a ghat, descent for
Right.
3.5 kilometers. So,
It's like a big slide.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, it is. So it's like they have cut the mountain
Right.
and it's like this.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I was cycling on the side,
Right.
and there was one truck. It was empty.
A truck.
Yeah.
Right.
So on the road there are like 3 breakers. After 50 meter, 3 breakers. After 50 meter, 3 breakers. It is
Right.
like this. So I was cycling on the side,
Right.
and the truck was coming in a very high speed.
Right.
So just to escape the breaker, he just take left turn like this.
Right.
So I don't know what happened to me, what thought came to my mind. I just braked. I just braked my cycle. If I I don't know why I brake.
Right.
Just 2 seconds. My handle was here. You can say handle, and the truck here.
Wow.
It just go like this.
Right.
You know the back bumper of truck.
Yeah.
We can say bumper.
Yeah.
So if I didn't brake now,
Yeah.
I just have gone into the truck. Definitely, 100% gone into the truck.
Right.
Because my handle and its bumper like this.
Yeah.
And
It's gone. Yeah.
even I don't want to imagine that because
Yeah.
it's, the truck was at the speed of 50, 60.
Right. Wow.
And at that high speed, when he took turn now,
Right.
the tires of his right side just gone up this level.
Right.
I was even shocked how this can happen. It
He
was-
didn't see you.
No, he saw me, but he thought that he just crossed it. But I also was going not.
In India, avoiding the breaker is important.
Yeah. More important than human beings. Yeah. The breaker. Yeah.
Because in a way, I think they're trying to save mileage. When you
Yes.
brake, you lose the mileage, so they're trying to not reduce the speed.
Right.
Truck drivers have their own thing going on.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
And sometimes they drink and drive, so
Yeah,
it is
that's
also
Yeah. That's true.
one thing.
Yeah.
So it was like I have seen death in front of me.
Okay. Yeah.
Everything just flashed back. What if I could have gone into the truck?
Right.
Everything was going on. I just stopped my bicycle and stand for 5 minutes, calm down, drink water, and then
Then you went again. Anna, you ask. It's your question.
No, ask, continue. What are the
Alright.
questions? Yeah. Life threatening.
Yeah, so life-threatening. So you've explained one life-threatening situation with the truck, and you were just about to share with us the next one. What was the next?
That's right happening over here. He's in a life threatening
Learning situation right now. Yeah. Two content creators.
That is the most threatening.
It's deadly.
so one more incident happened when I was in Maharashtra.
Right.
So it was like I stayed in Dhule. So I entered Maharashtra through Pansiman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So
we don't know any of this place, but we
Yeah,
can act like we know.
Well, yes, Pansama, yeah. That time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went to this place called Malegaon.
Right.
So I wanted to go Malegaon.
I'm so sorry, man.
We can
Sorry,
cut
man.
this. Cut.
No, we are going to put this. This is wrong. We put all this stuff.
You know, someone tries to not laugh, and then this, I just see him in the back. I'm listening to you, right? He's like, no,
Yeah, that's the
like,
thing.
you know, see, sometimes with boys, we find them stupid stuff funny.
Yeah.
He was talking about Pansama, this place, that place. And he's mentioned maybe like 13, 14 places, none of which we both have no idea.
But we have to act like
And we have to act like we do, because every time we're gonna be like, "What's that place? What's that place?"
Yeah.
What is like? These guys have no idea.
No geography, nothing. Somebody ഒരു പണിയില്ല.
We're like, okay, at least one or three we can. Up to three we can go. Oh, what's that
Okay,
place?
you know Mumbai,
Yeah, oh Mumbai. Yeah, you go. You know,
Pune.
Pune we know.
I didn't went there.
Yeah, I'm going there. But then, yeah. So,
Okay.
anyway, Pansama.
Yeah. So after Pansiman, I went to Dondaiche.
Right.
So there the local people came. We talked about the safe soil.
Right.
I explained them. They said what I can do. I said you can spread word, write a letter.
Right.
So I just opened, the website of Conscious Plan and
Right.
did the things.
Hmm.
And after that, they suggested me I wanted to go Malegaon because there is one Panditji.
Okay.
He has 1 million following, like 10 lakh, 20 lakh. So he was addressing Shiv Puran Katha
Right.
in Malegaon. So the day I reached Dondaiche, it was like his third day
Right.
of Katha. So
Mhm.
he do like 8-day Katha.
Katha means.
Katha.
Story recitation.
Yeah, recitation, yeah.
Okay. Right.
So it's a Shiv Puran Katha.
Right.
He was addressing this Shiv Puran Katha.
Right.
The next day, the people came because I was leaving. So they said, okay, you take the village route. It's 80 kilometers to Malegaon.
Hmm.
If you take highway, it's 120. So I said highway is good for me. The road is good. If the road is good, kilometers doesn't matter. You can cover them.
Okay.
But if the road is not good, and if it's like 40 kilometers, you took a long time. It's like this in bicycle.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Bike you can go, doesn't
Yeah.
matter. So they were suggesting me because they have rode bikes on it.
Right.
I forgot that thing.
Right.
Because if they knew
Right.
the bicycle thing and the bike thing is very different,
Then they wouldn't have suggested.
They wouldn't have suggested.
Yeah.
So I said, yeah, I should take this route. So 80 kilometer village route, I took that route.
So you didn't know this before.
I
This
knew.
is also a learning experience for you.
Yeah. So
Right.
I started. So when
Right.
I started the route, it was like the road was good. In like few kilometers, the road was good, amazing. After few kilometers, the road started getting
Really bad.
pits and all.
Right.
Then the road started going like this, coming down.
Oh.
Then this coming down.
Right.
So in Maharashtra, the village is like hills and mountains were there.
Right.
So I was like this, and in that I just had breakfast, poha and 2 bananas.
Right.
In the whole route, 80 kilometers, I didn't found a hotel, neither the hotel nor water bottle, like any fresh water to drink.
Right.
If you drink village water
Yeah.
in that area, you just got sick and all. So,
Right.
But the thing is, I was riding continuously.
Right.
I didn't stop because I wanted to cover that, and it was getting very hot.
Right.
So it was like taking too much energies.
Right.
Didn't have water to drink.
Right.
Hydrate. Like I was dehydrated.
Right.
Didn't have food, anything.
Right.
Riding continuously. After covering 60 kilometers, the Malegaon was 30 and Dhule was 20.
How many hours has passed at the 60k?
Yeah, this I was cycled like for 6 hours
6 hours straight.
straight.
Wow. Okay.
60 kilometers, just cover 60 kilometers
Right.
in 6 hours. It was like too much.
Right. Yeah.
Not too much. It was like I covered 30 kilometers in 1 hour.
You covered 30 kilometers in 1
In
hour.
1 hour. Yeah.
There have been times, you mean,
Yeah.
right? But this took like 6 hours.
A lot of time.
Right.
The 60 kilometer took a lot of time.
Right.
So it was like 3:30 or 4. So I was just climbing one hill.
Right.
My bicycle also, like, it got, we can say, the back tire,
Right.
it was rubbing into the frame.
Right.
Because I was climbing the mountain, coming down,
Right.
and the huge luggage.
Right.
So in this 80 kilometer, I faced a lot. This thing, my bicycle got like unbalanced.
Right.
So didn't got puncture. That's the main
Oh
thing,
my
because in
God,
that
yeah,
area
yeah.
you didn't find any shop.
Yeah.
So somehow I called one Anna, this happened, bhaiya, how can I fix it? He said, okay, just take out the toolkit and try to fix this. He was on video call. He was just telling me everything, but I couldn't able to open that screw. Then after 5 minutes, one person came. He fixed it little bit.
Right.
I cycled 10 more kilometers.
Some
Again,
random person came.
Yeah.
Okay.
Help just came.
Okay.
Within 10-15 minutes, someone came, like pop-ups to help you. So it happens. One Anna came, he helped me.
He just said it as a matter of fact. I'm like, okay, you're on this. Someone just came.
So you guys like, I can feel someone needs my help. Hello. And then he's got a screwdriver.
Yeah.
Fixed. Go.
He took out his like toolkit and he helped me.
He had
He
to.
had a toolkit. I'm not even
know.
making this up, bro. He had a toolkit.
Yeah. I mean, it's shocking. In bikes, mostly we have toolkits.
Yeah.
Like cars, we have.
Yeah.
So he helped me. I just went 10 kilometers more. Again, the bicycle gone like this.
Okay.
The tire was touching to the frame.
Right.
So I just gave up. I said, okay, I'll walk to nearby place.
Right.
And just,
With the bike.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was just climbing mountain, walking. I didn't had anything, food. So I had that rice, that lai we say. What we called it? What we say? In Bengal we say moodi. Yeah, murmura kind of thing.
Thank you.
Thank you, audience.
Thank
You've
you.
been fantastic, audience.
Thank you.
We love you.
So I had that. So I was eating that and just pushing my bike. So one Anna came back. And he never took that route. He was a businessman.
This is another Anna.
He's another one.
He came in a car.
He came in a car. So he came, he stopped his car. He just saw my board, Lalitpur to All India.
Right.
He stopped and he asked me a few questions. He said, "What happened?" I said, "And I don't have this. My bicycle got like this and that. I have problem." He said, "Okay, there is one place, Dhule. You just came. It's nearby." I said, "Okay." He gave me his number. We clicked picture. And when I went to Dhule, he just fixed my bike and he provided me stay. How? It's very interesting. So when I went to bicycle shop, there that owner never comes to the shop. That owner that day came for me to see me, how I am doing, I'm
Right.
good, okay, and all. But that Anna, whom I met,
The business guy
yeah,
called
the
him.
business guy, he wasn't there.
Okay.
He was just doing everything on calls. So he was in some meeting. He was just doing it on messages and all.
Right.
So that person, the owner came. He fixed my bicycle. We talked. He just gave me one extra tube and all. He helped me out.
Right.
And after that, one person came. Another person.
He did it for free.
Yeah.
He did on the bike.
Yeah, my bike is fixed now.
Right.
And another person came. He's like he's working in Anna's place,
Right.
the businessman place. Sunny, I think his name is Sunny. So he said, "Okay, you are Mohit." Yeah, I said.
Right.
I tell him everything, and then he took me to a place. It was a guest house, government guest house.
Right.
So like this, they booked a guest house for me for a day, and then I went there, took rest, because that day I even walked, cycled,
Right.
and it was very difficult when the tire was
Right.
touching the frame. You can't even ride properly.
Right.
So it was very hard to ride that day.
Right.
Those 80 kilometers, I took like 10 hours to ride.
Right.
Then I went, I took shower and all.
Right.
This happened. And in the evening, when I called Anna, I want to meet you. I'm like, I have ate food and all. So can we meet? He was just coming out of the car and he said, "Mohit, I've got the guest came to my house and we have some meeting and all. So can we talk on the phone?" I said, "Okay, and I just want to talk. I just want to know about you. Who are you? Like everything on phone happened. It's like." So he said, "I'm a businessman. I also do politics. I have 2-3 colleges, 2-3 schools,
Right.
and he's also running an NGO.
Okay.
He also worked with Amir Khan's NGO.
Okay. Wow.
We called it Satyamev Jayate, na? So he also developed 3 ponds nearby village to provide them water.
Wow.
He has done a lot for soil." I said, "Anna, you have already done for soil. I'm just doing it like." So I told him everything about my journey.
Right.
Then he said, "Okay, Mohit, you just be in touch with me." So I know few people in Gujarat. They will help you in whole Gujarat. You
Right.
don't have to take any kind of like tension in Gujarat. Your whole Gujarat is my responsibility.
Just like that. Wow.
I don't know how he came to me,
He just came.
So my Gujarat state is like this.
Right.
I don't have to take any care. So he said, "Okay, Mohit, we'll handle everything in Gujarat. You just have to, you
Right.
just take your bicycle, no clothes and all. We'll
Right.
handle everything." I said, "Okay, thank you, bhaiya." And when I got to know that he also done a lot for soil, we shared a lot of things. So like this, even you imagine this, that 20 kilometers is left and the time is 5:30. Almost sun is sunset. And 20 kilometers is a lot,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
and the bicycle is not working. I have to walk. And there are no people, no village area. It's a, deserted kind of place.
Right.
He just came and helped me. So that's a kind of very, a deadly situation for me. I didn't had anything, food and all.
Right.
Like this happened, so many things. So,
I think I would like to appreciate, I think there are a lot of people who would have helped you.
yeah.
They would not want their names to be even know. I'm sure there are people like that. They don't
Yes,
want their names to be
definitely.
mentioned because I noticed you didn't mention this Anna's name also.
Yeah.
So they're just helping out of their share for the course or maybe, I don't know. So I just want to say a big thank you to all of them
Yes.
for the, the kind of support they're providing you. And anything else?
Yeah, and I'll leave the questions to you. I think maybe you can ask maybe about more the practical aspects of how this works. The bike, the bag. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of practical aspects to actually achieving this,
Yeah.
making this happen. The purpose is great. maybe you can ask a little bit more of how.
Before that, I forgot one of the main parts that I always do. We do in the podcast, like, Anna, how did you do inner engineering?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I totally forgot. Like, how did you get into Sadhguru?
Whoops, yeah, we didn't even talk about that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. How did we miss that one?
That totally.
Yeah. The audience should have reminded us. Audience.
Audience.
Yeah.
You
Audience.
you can't go audience. We just have one audience.
Yeah.
She's leaving.
Coming into
Audience is leaving.
Okay.
So yes, in 2018, I was like doing meditation since my childhood. My mother, she's like, she used to say to us that we used to chant a mantra,
Right.
Saraswati mantra, Om Bhurvaswa, that mantra.
Right.
So we used to chant a lot, and then me and my brother used to chant, and after like, a certain time, I
Right.
experienced something,
Mm.
and then I want to intensify it more. So I
How
googled.
old were you when you had this experience?
I was in class 9th.
Class 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I used to chant Om
Oh.
with
Right.
with this chant.
Right.
So I didn't knew its arm. I
Right.
used to chant Om.
Right. Right. Right.
So
Right.
and then I googled. I went to YouTube,
Right.
saw Sandeep Maheshwari's video and Vivek sir's video. A lot meditators.
Right.
And then one day Sadhguru came.
Right. Before that, can you tell us a little bit about that experience? What did you experience in that? Like.
So when I used to do Om chanting,
Right.
so the sense of time you have,
Mm.
that we knew like, yeah, it's time. So
Right.
when I said like this, I used to sit like this. I didn't knew anything.
Right.
It's come natural. So I used to sit like this, closed eyes. So I used to focus on that. And
Right.
here's one thing going on.
Right.
So I just forgot the sense of time.
Mm.
So it was like half an hour. Sometimes it goes to 1 hour.
Right.
And when I did this Om chanting, after
Right.
this, I'm more focused, more clear about things.
Right.
And when I used to talk to my friend, they used to call me Dadaji.
Dadaji. Okay.
Yeah, because elder people give us advice. So I used to give them a lot of advice. Bhai, please don't do this. This is wrong. Do this, do that, and all.
Right.
So they call me Dadaji, tum chup raho.
Right.
Please, you just sit there. So like this. Then I wanted to intensify
Right.
something more.
Right.
So I googled it, and then I started watching Sadhguru's video.
Right.
And then I literally relate Sadhguru, what he was saying.
Right.
What he says, we can relate him.
Right.
So one day, my brother saw Anna's video,
Right.
inner engineering.
Yeah, bro. I got it. I'm gonna pop up there.
Yeah. And
I'm
then he
gonna
told me,
make sure Sadhguru doesn't get that many views.
and then Bhaiya said, Mohit, I think you should do shambhavi, inner engineering.
Right.
So it was like very 3,000 something like that. So we said, Bhaiya, okay, we save and we do it.
Right.
And then we went to Kolkata. I went to Kolkata.
Right.
He was there in lockdown. We did inner engineering.
Mm.
2020. Yeah, 2020
Mm.
in April, 27 April, I did inner engineering.
Right.
And 21 July,
Mm.
17 July,
Mm.
I did my completion, Shambhavi.
Right. Mm.
So from then, 2018, I used to watch Sadhguru's video every day.
Right.
And then in Kolkata too, we
Mm.
used to watch it together.
Right.
So yeah, like this I introduced to Sadhguru, and then we started doing Shambhavi.
Right.
Those are very different days.
Mhm.
I was like more clear about things.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm taking any decision now, first I ask myself, I'm 100% sure about it.
Right.
If I'm 100% sure, then I take this decision.
Right.
So after Shambhavi, I was very clear, very stable.
Right.
In every situation. My father, when he got like half paralyzed, my mother was like, oh, what we can do, this and that. I was very calm.
Mm.
Yeah, I know what we have to do.
Right.
So she was like doing everything, calling him and that.
Right.
I knew I have to take him to the hospital, and in this city, no one can treat him. Just we have to go to the Jhansi or to the Gwalior.
Right.
I was clear.
Right.
Like this happens, like in a
Mm.
very intense situation,
Right.
your brain works
Mm.
in a calm,
Right.
way. Like this Shambhavi helps, and it's
Mm.
really helping me in this journey too.
Okay. In what way has it helped you in this journey?
Like to take decisions, where to go, how to do it, to whom to talk.
Right.
These things are very main things. Like if you are talking to someone, you are not explaining them clearly.
Right.
For example, he is not able to connect to you.
Right.
At that time that you have spent with that person, or you are losing one person,
Right.
So if you have to be very clear about what you are talking.
Right.
So this clarity Shambhavi gave us.
Okay.
Are you able to do your practices while you're traveling, or you have to skip them? How does that work?
That was mine, literally. Yeah.
I got
That was the obvious question. You did it.
Yeah, bro.
So,
I knew you were gonna ask. I was like, I need to stand.
I get in, man. Get in. Yeah.
So it's like whenever I get stay, for example, in the morning. Morning is the best time. So after freshen up the body, I sit for Shambhavi. In the
Okay.
morning, I can do it. I mean,
Okay.
I usually do in the morning, but in the evening, I'm not sure, because in your journey, everything is uncertain. Even you are eating food, where you are staying, where you
Right.
are going,
Right.
the place you decided you will go there.
Right.
This is your today's destiny.
Right.
Even you are not that sure that you will reach there or not.
Right.
So morning sadhana is like I can do.
Right.
I'm doing it, but evening sadhana only when you are staying with someone. Only at that time it's possible.
Right.
Yeah.
So the morning one is no matter what you get it done,
Yeah.
but the evening one, depending on whether you have the stay.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. Okay. Is Shambhavi the only practice you're doing, or is there any other practices that you're doing?
Yes. I have learned Surya Kriya,
Okay.
and I'm also doing Surya Namaskar to make
Okay.
up of like body fit,
Right.
and then I do Shambhavi.
Okay.
Also practicing BSP,
Right. Okay.
because when I was in the ashram, I got a chance to do BSP.
Uh-huh.
So one Anna, like Prabhu Anna, he suggested me to do BSP,
Right.
and there are a few others Anna that they said BSP is coming, just do it, it will help you.
Right.
So it's really helping me out.
Okay.
So I have done BSP.
Mm-hmm.
24/7 BSP is going on.
Ah, beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another-
Yeah, so now the next question is, I think you get this question a lot. Which cycle are you using, and which cycle would you love to use?
So yeah, so I started my journey with a basic bicycle. It was Atlas, that Danda one. Yes,
The
the
Hercules
basic
one,
one.
like the-
Yeah, Hercules. We use it.
Yeah, we use it.
Village.
Villages.
So it has just only one brake. So I cycled
Right.
that for 300 kilometers. And then I came to Bhopal. It was very difficult. Like
Right.
Bhopal is a hilly area.
Right.
So you need good brake, a good bicycle.
Right.
Or you need just good brakes. So it doesn't have brake.
Mm.
So I called my brother. I said, Bhaiya, I need bicycle. So he said, okay, you just choose one and buy. Eldest one.
Mm.
So I went. I didn't have any kind of knowledge about bicycle because I never used gear one. So I went to cycle shop. There they showed me a lot of bicycle. 40,000, 60,000. He said, Anna, lower. Because like it's too much. I've never used like more than 5,000, 3,000.
Mm.
Then they showed me one bicycle. The color was green. So I chose that one because it was
Safe soil
matching
color.
to my safe soil color.
Right.
Right.
So that is 91 Shadow Fox. Right now I'm using it, and it has some issues. Gears are creating troubles. So I go to Decathlon.
Right.
I met one akka Didi. She is Vineetha. She's really helping me out. She's a manager in Indore,
Right.
working in Decathlon. So she said, Mohit, wherever you go, just visit Decathlon. Call me. I'll talk to them. They will help you
Mm.
because you are doing a huge journey.
Right.
You definitely need help. So wherever like I wanted my cycle to service, I go to Decathlon because I have experienced this. Whenever I visited local shop, some other problem just popped up during cycling.
Right.
So when you go to Decathlon, they are like professionals.
Right.
They just fix it like new one.
Right.
So now
Their
I go
servicing is very
servicing
right.
is amazing.
Okay.
So I prefer Decathlon service.
Right.
So now I'm thinking after this bicycle, why shouldn't I go for Decathlon bicycle? Because they are providing you service. Even they don't accept other company bicycle,
Right.
just their bicycle,
Right.
but they are giving you service. So this cycle is a little bit. I want to use it because after some time I'll change. I'll take Decathlon one. They are providing service, good service. So you can find in every city there is Decathlon. So after 200, 300 kilometers, you need your bicycle to be serviced.
And
So yeah, I'll choose Decathlon one. It's good.
So the one thing I would like to say about Decathlon is, usually when we go to a sports store, they make us buy the most expensive goods. But at Decathlon, what I've noticed is if you're going to the football section, there's a guy who plays football through his entire life who stands there. Or if it's cycling, there will be a professional cycle. They are the actual,
Really?
people who work over there.
Okay.
So they will actually ask you like, what is your purpose? Like, what do you need it? So they will give you something that is exactly fits your purpose. They won't try to make you buy something so that they get more profit.
Right.
So that is something that I have personally seen at Decathlon.
Right.
So right now we are trying to get Mohit Anna a Decathlon bike. So in India everything works through contacts.
Right.
So if any of you guys know someone who knows someone who knows someone, please, this is really important. I think maybe I said it in a funny way, but it's very important. And Mohit Anna gets the best cycle for his journey.
Yes.
So if any of you from Decathlon managers or anyone who is watching it, if we can sponsor a Decathlon bike, that would be awesome. One question you always get, right?
Yeah. What we can provide Decathlon if they
Yes.
provide us a sponsorship. So yeah, like you asked question, what kind of bicycle you are using, which company it is. So like so many people ask me, which bicycle is this? Which bicycle are you using? So this is the best way I can provide them like advertisement and all. So
Right.
I'm visiting like prominent cities of this country, of our
Right.
country. So yeah,
Yeah.
good advertisement.
I think the best advertisement is a bike that can last 30,000 kilometers.
Yeah.
That says that. What more do you want? That's the biggest marketing
That's
campaign you can ever take. Yeah.
Because I'm also like going to a difficult terrain, mountains, desert, every terrain I'm going. So I need that one,
Yeah.
which can last for long.
Right. I'm going to ask a silly but practical question as well. I understand that, all of your luggage is being put into one backpack. Is that
Yeah.
right? So, again, what's the backpack that you're using that you've been traveling with?
So it's a normal school bag,
Okay.
school backpack. So I'm using that one sleeping bag
Right.
and a yoga mat
Right.
to do my practices.
Mm.
So in that I'm just having like 3 pants, 3 safe soil t-shirt and 1 kurta and all.
Right.
And few safe soil play card, which is very important, and stickers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is my backpack. All.
What about in the event that it is rain or things like that, or wind, heavy winds? How do you cope with
Yes.
that?
So I have one raincoat, a big raincoat, huge one. So
Right.
when I cycle, if it's rain, I just put it on. It
Right.
covers the whole luggage.
Okay.
Yeah, because the bag is not waterproof. So yeah, the whole luggage, and then I start cycling like this.
Maybe something what we can look into is creating a gift page or something like that where people can gift more than a backpack or raincoat or just equipment to just help you along the way. I think that's something that we could look into. Does that work for you or not?
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
He's like, I wouldn't mind.
yeah, I don't mind. I mean, if the thing which I need is
Yeah. Okay, great. So we can put all the links in the description, all of those things, and a donation page as well if people want to donate. If we want to talk a little bit about that as well,
We would want to know what have you estimated as your entire expense? Let's get into the practical aspects of it. Like how much expense would it cost you to make this 2-year journey, and how much do you have with you right now? So that people get an idea,
Yeah.
Because I'm sure a lot of us want to do something for safe soil, but
right.
It's I don't know. When looking at you, when I say it's not possible for me, I'm like, I can't say that because he's doing it. But let's say everyone has their own things, but in a way we can support you so that we also feel a part of your journey. So what is this?
So till now, like I have spent 50 minimum because 25
50,000 rupees.
Yeah, 50,000. 25 was bicycle and other things.
25,000 for the bicycle itself.
Bicycle, yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
Because in the initial days, I didn't have any information, any knowledge about bicycle.
Right.
What kind of I'll be needing.
Yeah.
So it cost me a lot, 25,000.
Right.
And then other things like this 4 month, I have spent 25 more.
Mm-hmm.
So there are volunteers who are helping. I'm staying with them right now after Ashram.
The other 25,000. What were some other things that you spent that on?
For example, I bought like sleeping bag,
Right.
yoga mat, and clothes,
Right.
food. Sometimes it's like when you go to big cities,
Right.
and if you don't find anyone,
Right.
and you need a good food because food is very important in your
Yes.
ride. So you go to like some hotels or restaurant, so
Right.
they really cost a lot.
Right.
Food and cycle repairing, some
Right.
cycle instrument, accessories in bicycle are costly.
Yes.
If you need pump, it costs you like 5,000. If you
Right.
need helmet, it costs you 2,000, 3,000 like that. And raincoat, even Decathlon, very costly. So cycle accessories cost a lot.
Right.
And food and all, it happens. People helps and all.
Right.
So this is the,
Right.
and if you're creating content and all,
Right.
you need few things.
Yes.
So
true.
that's all. So till now, this 2 month and including ashram and all, I've spent 50 something.
Right.
And I have to go like 2 years.
Okay.
Also go to the northeast, that Himalayan terrain
Right.
and Kashmir and all.
Right.
So we have decided how much it would be like. I think maybe max 8, not more
lakhs.
than that. Yeah.
8 lakhs.
8 lakh.
Okay.
So max it will be like we can do it in that very easily.
So that's I think. And how much do you have right now, Anna, with you? Like
Right now, I think I have 6,000.
6,000
rupees. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Bit of a gap, but we can make that happen. Okay, I think the key. And so my question is, how if someone is sitting there and they're like, you know what, I want to give you 10,000. Is there a way that they can do that? How would they be able to do that? If someone is watching and they want to give you a donation, how can they do that?
I mean, on my phone number, I have everything.
You have UPI and bank account
Yeah.
details, right?
Yeah.
I think we can link that in the description.
In India, like if the person who is watching in India,
Mhm.
then on my phone number, it's everything, like Google Pay and everything.
Okay.
And if it's a foreign, like from foreign cities, then there is one Anna, Teddy. Or we can find out something.
We can figure something out.
Yeah. And there is one Anna, Teddy, I'm talking about. He just started a campaign for me.
Oh, you have a campaign already.
Yeah.
You have a
He
campaign.
started-
Great. Okay. Oh, that's all.
On which page was that?
What page is that?
So it's called GoFundMe.
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 Yeah.
Wait.
He started that, and yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, so GoFundMe, yeah.
Like after this video, we have to work.
We're going to do a lot of I'm like, no, simply just put your money in the GoFundMe. That's for international, right?
Yeah.
That's
International. Yeah.
That's for
that'd be
international.
That's good.
Great.
For Indians, my number.
Yeah,
Indians your
UPI.
number. Yeah, easy. There you go. Beautiful. Maybe this is just a suggestion. If anyone does donate a certain amount, maybe you can give them a shout out, or you can say something, something just to make them feel also included. But otherwise, if you have any suggestions on how we can include the people who contribute, put it in the comments as well. So yeah. Anything else?
Now time for some audience questions.
Yeah, some audience questions. We'll have audience
With the mic, the guy with the mic, there's a
With
lady
the
over there.
audience.
Can you have the mic?
Oh, there's one there. Yes.
I'll
yes.
give the mic.
Oh yeah, Mike. Yes, take the mic.
Namaskaram, Anna. It's really great what you're doing. Lalitpur to all India.
Yeah, for it. Yeah, ask.
It's really great what you're doing for the Save Soil thing, and to listen to your experiences. It's been very. It's like, oh, such a possibility also exists. With when you were sharing your experiences, it was like, wow, such things happen. When you're determined, when you have that will, the universe conspires to make things come your way.
Exactly.
That there's a very famous dialogue. I was actually listening to it and witnessing all of that through your experiences. So I know it can be very challenging. The body pain, the mental strain. Cycling. How do you overcome that? There are a lot of resistances. I know you have spoken about it, but day-to-day life, we even struggle to wake up, to set our mind. Do you do anything to make that, resistance, or it's just very natural to you?
So thank you, Akka, for asking this. So, when you cycle, sometimes what happens, you have to cycle 150 kilometers, 180 kilometers. As I said, you don't find any village in between. So it's very challenging, very, very challenging. So the whole body, it just dead. It dead because it's like your thighs are hurting, your whole body pain are there. So
Yeah.
how can I overcome? It's like I do stretching just to make it as easy as possible for me before starting my ride. during my ride and after I finish my ride. I try to do few stretchings and all. Knee pain are there. Knee pain, because when I do like this long ride, knee pain, it's very common. So that I like put some oil. One Anna suggested me one oil, Ayurvedic oil, so I do that. And obviously I do Surya Namaskar, that helps me stretch my whole body. And Surya Kriya, that really helps. And meditation really helps you to wake up early. And when I just cycled a lot, like if you cycle 150 kilometers, at that time I woke up at 9 something, 8, but my dead time is at 7. I just woke up like this naturally.
Okay.
So at 7 I woke up and start doing my things.
Also, this may sound a little stupid, but the food is also very important, because while traveling, you're eating food from outside and everything. Does that take a toll on your body? Like, and how do you manage that? Managing food. What is the kind of food you prefer or eat? Because it's very necessary to take care of your body needs and nourishment. How do you cope up with that?
Yes, akka. So it's like when I change, state, when you go to different state. So in Maharashtra, so my first day was Madhya Pradesh. They eat very spicy food. So I used to eat in hotels. So I went to one hotel. In the initial days, I asked them, just give me boiled dal and rice. So they didn't get boiled dal. He's the only person who is asking boiled dal.
Right.
So they gave me fried dal and it was very spicy. So after eating that, because you need something, your body is asking. So I ate that. And when I started cycling, my whole body is like sweating. Because that spicy,
Right.
You like, I never found like a proper food in my journey. Whenever I eat outside, never. In MP, in Maharashtra too. In Maharashtra, yeah, I got like volunteer stay. In Aurangabad, I met Akka, a volunteer. There I found a proper food in Aurangabad after like 1.5 years. So in those 1.5 months, it was very difficult. Like I was relying on food most of the time, like food, bananas, and rice, just like this, because they give you very spicy food in Maharashtra and MP. And after that, the journey was like I met volunteers, people, and I told them I just want to eat this, not more spice. So yeah, like this. But it's very difficult to find non-spicy food in hotels and all.
Any other questions? There's 2 more important things.
Okay, I need to change the battery.
Okay. So here's the question. So Anna, let's say there's someone watching this who feels inspired and wants to take their own bicycle and then travel around India or whatever distance they can. What advice or what is anything that you would like to say to them?
So the first thing is like, if you're thinking it is easy, so just take that thought out of your mind that it's easy. It's not easy, because everything is uncertain. We are right now, I was in like a home comfort, getting food on time. Maybe 3-4 times I was a day eating. But when you are out of like, out in a journey, on the road, everything is uncertain. You do not find food, maybe not water too. Stay. You have to stay in just under the shelter of fuel station or somewhere in a like deserted area. You must. It happens like it happens with me. It happened with me, and there are like few things. If you really want to do this, maybe I'm not saying you don't do it, but few things you just remind that you make your mind first that route map you must decide, and then your things what you are carrying with you must be necessary things only, and other things you can learn in your way. The 2 thing is bicycle and your luggage, that must be very less. Luggage must be less with you, and only necessary things. Yeah, that's it. And other things you'll know in the journey, but it's not that easy if you're thinking to ride.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I can say one more thing. Yeah, that me and there is two more like guys we are riding. So through that you can also support. Just share words for soil, share a post, and do like a few small things like write about soil. You can write a letter to your leaders. Mitti ki chitti. Right now it's going Mitti ki chitti. So you can write that, and on Conscious Planet you can write letter to a leaders. There is like one option, write a letter to a leader. So you can visit that, write a letter to our leaders. Yeah, like this, by sharing our pictures, retweeting, reposting it, you can also contribute in this way too. If you're not able to ride, we are riding, you just ride with us through social media. Yeah.
I think there's a question that we both would like to ask, which is...
Subscribe to the channel.
No! The question is, are you fulfilled?
I'm sorry, guys. The camera, like 3 cameras.
So the question is, subscribe to the channel.
You subscribe to the channel.
That's the question. Yeah, nice.
So, yeah, I'm fulfilled. Yeah, what I need, I'm alive.
Okay.
That's what we all need. I'm alive, I had food. Right now, I'm inhaling, exhaling. I'm fulfilled. Yeah.
Beautiful.
We watched the Kochi Binale. There's a glass of water. We still haven't able to figure out what does it signify.
Yeah.
It signifies that this man is thirsty. Here's the water for you. We know you're doing say so 30,000 kilometers. Have a glass of water.
Right.
That's what the banana is trying to say. You see, I wasn't there. Think about it. You have to think about it. Okay, sure. Well, then we'll close the session. So
Yeah, we close the session and then we'll have to go check out his cycle. I think I'll put that also.
Put that also. Namaskaram. Thank you for being a part of the Fulfillment Podcast. Mohit Anna, thank you for taking the time out and sharing your journey and sharing your
Thank you so
experiences.
much for giving me this opportunity to share with the audience and yeah. Namaskaram. Thank you.
Thank you, audience.
Thank you,
Thank you for
audience.
being here.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah. Don't watch the English one, guys. I'll make a Hindi one.
Shall we do the
Yeah.
Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityoma Amritangamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ta-da.
See you.
Okay guys, so we are with Mohit Anna here. So Mohit Anna is gonna let us know about his cycle right now he's using. And Mohit Anna, can you talk a bit about the cycle, the good things, some of the issues you're facing, and where you do your service, and yeah.
Yeah. Namaskaram everyone. So this is 91 Shadowfax. So I love this color.
Is the company's name 91 or
The company is Outdoor. I
Outdoor.
think it's Indian company.
Okay.
Indian brand. So
Okay.
91 Shadowfax.
Okay.
So this cost me around 25,000, and the one thing I love about this bicycle, it's comfortable, and the tires, you know, these tires help me in mud, in village area, when we go to the village area, the mud and all, and in a very rough terrain. It's MTB, so it really helps you in rough terrain, and I have a luggage too, so it's a kind of very strong bicycle. And whenever I need service, so I call my sister Vineetha. She's from Vineetha, she's from Indore, so she arranged my things with Decathlon, and I go to Decathlon and they give me service, and when they do service, it's very professional. The bicycle becomes new after service.
Right.
So I really love that thing about Decathlon. So yeah, and there are few issues I'm facing with bicycle is that gears. I have problems in gear. This little bit, you know, it's very slow in changing. So sometimes when I was on the mountains, it created me little bit trouble because that's the main terrain where you need it.
Right.
So yeah, and it's about its brakes are good. So I was the next bicycle people they were asking that which one you will buy. So
Right.
I would prefer gravel bike. They suggested me from Decathlon. Yes. So next will be from Decathlon only.
Yeah. Awesome, Anna.
Thank you.
So like Anna said, we are trying to get him a gravel decathlon cycle, right?
Yes.
So it costs around like 60,000 rupees. And I think if each of us can donate, like 1,000 of us can give 60 rupees or 10,000 of us can give 6 rupees, we can get the cycle. So in case you're willing to contribute, we have put the UPI ID in the description. And also there's a GoFundMe page for international viewers. So if you like to support Mohit Anna, please do contribute whatever you can. At the same time, if that is not possible, then just share this on your Twitter or Instagram handle and tag Decathlon India, because they might be interested in sponsoring a cycle, because what better ad than a person who is giving his life journeying across India. And if a cycle that lasts for 30,000 kilometers, that's I think the perfect ad for them also. So in case you know someone from Decathlon, directly contact them, or if you don't know that, please share this on your Twitter and Instagram and tag Decathlon India.
Yes.
Awesome, Anna?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaskaram.
Okay, guys. Mohit Anna is about to leave for his next leg of the journey from Kochi.
So we are packing. These are stickers, savesoil stickers, very important. I'll bring my luggage. I'll show you my luggage.
Yeah.
So this is my luggage. My yoga mat has this sadhana and this sleeping bag, helmet and this bag. First I put my yoga mat here. It's a long process. So now this luggage is very less. Before this I had a huge luggage. 2 bags.
What is this called? This
is strip.
Strip.
I don't know, but I think it's a strip. So it's a a rubber band kind. It stretches. So it helps like tighten your luggage.
For extra safety, yeah?
To make sure it won't make it.
How did you learn to tie this? Did someone show you or you just managed it yourself?
No, just like daily thing, because I used to do it, one day I did in another way, one day in another way.
Okay.
So the day I felt, it's the good. I mean, this pattern is good.
Good,
So since that day, I'm using that. When I lessen this one, when I drop this and drop this, at that time,
another pattern will emerge.
Another pattern will emerge. So
You're planning to drop this both also?
yes.
Huh?
Not maybe yoga mat, but sleeping bag.
Acha.
After a few months.
Okay.
Not now, because winter is there. Winter is coming.
Winter is coming, guys. So is Mohit Anna. What were the villain's name in that series?
Game of Thrones.
The White Walkers. White Walkers, beware of Mohit Anna. He's coming. Jon Snow, huh? Savesoil Snow, our Savesoil Snow.
This signal. No one can, No, it's not going anywhere. in like initial days, it used to take at least 15 minutes.
For you to tie all this? Why?
Because I had one more bag.
So where would you put that bag?
Up.
Acha. Oi.
Like this.
Okay.
Then these ropes you're seeing,
Huh.
I used to open them and then tie.
Oh, okay.
Like it. I just do it.
ഇതൊക്കെ ഉണ്ടാക്കിച്ചാണ് ഇതൊക്കെ
ഏതാമ്മേ
ഇത്
ഇതുണ്ടാക്കിച്ചായിരിക്കും.
പോലീസുകാരും എല്ലാം ഇതൊക്കെ ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യുമോ? പോലീസ് ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യൂ?
No, sometimes, when I was going to Kunur, at that time, a few police people stopped me. They said, I don't know, I got scared a little bit. That why they stopped me. One police officer was saying, let him go. And I said, wait. He took out his phone and he asked me a few questions. And then I said, okay. He's asking me questions because I'm traveling.
Oh, that's it. He wants to know how you are traveling and all.
So he said how Kerala government is, how Tamil Nadu government is, how people here. He just wanted to know. So I said people are good, helping and all.
ചവിട്ടി പോകണമല്ലോ ഞാൻ ഓർക്കണം. ഇതെന്നാടാ ആ ബോക്സിനകത്ത്?
അത് മൊബൈൽ വെക്കാൻ.
ഓ അതിനകത്തുള്ളതാണോ?
അല്ല, മേടിച്ചായിരിക്കും സെപ്പറേറ്റ്. You bought that, no? For the mobile?
Yes. It's waterproof.
Waterproof, adana waterproof.
In Kunur it helped me. That is fun.
Success.
Whenever you want to call me, call me.
Yes, sir.
Whenever you feel like talking,
Yes, sir.
because I'm always free. While cycling, I just put 1 year for Google Map, so I can also talk. Okay.
Best.
Namaskar.
Okay. Tata.
Yeah, bye.
Happy journey.
Okay, na.
Take care, Amma. Bye.